I felt like kind of the most comfortable, like when I was doing creative stuff, because it was my way of kind of like filtering my emotions and my experience of like the world. So I'm Eric Penington from Whitewater, Wisconsin. So much depression, but like high anxiety, social awkwardness, kind of. So the art was kind of my way of like dealing with a lot of it. And it was in a way kind of turns a little bit scientific, but in a way as like an observer, kind of observing the world. I feel like outside sometimes and kind of looking in. For me, it's like thinking while I'm making the work and stuff helps me like sort things out. So my style is like a little bit of a combo between kind of surreal stuff that's like subconscious and then with like expressionistic stuff. Try to get into like the psychology of themselves and like want the viewer to kind of feel that. So it's a combination of that, and then figure drawing too like influences it. As far as favorite mediums, I'm very like all over the map. I'm like really into kind of mark making. When I paint, maybe the marks get a little thicker and stuff versus like if I'm drawing, it's more kind of manual labor, like laboring kind of mechanically to kind of create different textures. But ballpoint pen is one of my favorite drawing because it's so simple and direct. For me, like with the stream of consciousness stuff, it gets my thoughts kind of directly from kind of head onto like the paper. For me, I'm kind of obsessively making the work. And I work kind of in different groups depending on kind of the mediums I'm using. Like for instance, I do a lot of kind of surreal stream of consciousness, like imaginary stuff while I'm listening to podcasts or even have like TV in the background, kind of a smaller scale, kind of more meditative, like mark making, layering, seeing what forms emerge and then kind of going with that. Like if I see heads or different animals, like if I switch mediums, certain things kind of start taking over almost different halves of me, like the surreal stuff that's kind of more intricate and meditative. It's a little more calming. For some reason, I do have a lot of like anger issues, probably because of like anxiety stuff, and like I don't outwardly express it. So I think in my paintings, I think the way I can like throw paint on the surface and stuff like that, it comes out a little more. Lately, I've been working with acrylic paint just because I can like lay it on thicker and it dries and then like develop like a textural surface to draw on. Then I can even kind of draw on it with paint markers and stuff like that. Through making like stop motion videos and editing that, I actually just got into sound design. Also do kind of experimental kind of electronic music too. I'm never satisfied with my artwork. And a lot of my stuff, like my process, I do end up painting over it, destroying things, but taking bits and kind of working it into newer stuff. Like in our culture and around the world, you know, like men are primarily responsible for a lot of violence and war. I have that in me too, like with the sports and being aggressive and stuff like that. And a lot of those kind of stem from that. Because at the time I was exploring kind of what it is to like be masculine. But I mean, you have to like be willing to just keep working at it without any real reward, like money wise, anything in the arts. I mean, you have to kind of like just want or need to do it. Like it has to kind of, come from within. I don't know if I believe exactly in the cliche, like the 10,000 hours thing. There is some merit there. And like once you log a certain amount of time, I think with certain things, you start getting competent. My advice would be to like, try to develop like some kind of routine. Cliche is like a healthy obsession, but it's kind of more consistency. Like future, I'm planning on keep making kind of drawings, paintings, and the music stuff. I do see myself doing some self-portraits just because I am kind of like middle-aged now. And I'm doing like a lot of kind of just looking back at my past and future and where I'm going. And I think the self-portraits kind of help me like meditate on that in a way. And with my art, a lot of times it'll start as one thing and kind of turn into something a little different.